has an access to justice advocate center Shasha branch. And with the screen we shall be way streaming for the case of unlawful seizure of the child reported by Mr. Blessed against Mr. Rashid. Please join us as we interview the complainants and based on how to mediate this. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel on Access to Justice TV and follow us on our Facebook page of Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocate Center. For other useful information, you can visit our website on www.hrdac.org.ng. Thank you. Shall we sweat it seriously here? Where are we going now? Okay, let's hear from you. What happened and what led? How did you have a child that you are claiming? What is the issue? Who gave birth to the child?
Uh, I was formerly married to Mr. Diwale's daughter, which is Timitope.
Can you speak up?
Timitope Diwale was my wife. She's late now. So we had three children, and the marriage was really was I don't know how to put it or say, but it was everyday fight. It was from one problem to another, despite having kids, and I was not happy. Each time we fight and our children are there, it got to an extent that my work was not going well due to that relationship between me and my wife. Everyday fight. Sometimes I have to go out, stay outside, and come back in the night so that I can have peace.
What is causing the fight?
She was too hot tempered, let me put it that way. Because I remember initially we were having arguments and she stood up to slap me. For her to have that confidence, it's just something that I used to think why and how. She mostly claimed that I say words that hurt her and she needs to express herself to the fullest. And even when I still leave the house and come back, it will continue from where she stopped. So I wasn't finding it funny. At first, we had two kids, and when this issue wanted to start, I was like, maybe it was because I have not paid her diary, and maybe she was thinking I will use her and dump. We are from different tribe. I now initiate that. I called my family. I say we need to do marriage. Maybe that will give her rest of mind. I'm not talking of the section that we're having a sexual issue. Sex having me. We can have sex 3 times in a month, so much. So I thought maybe let's go get married. Since he said a person has full right to his wife if he's married. So my family gathered money and the date we have and do marriage. After the marriage, we had the third child, but the problem didn't stop. It was still one fight to another. I had to leave the house one time. She has a shop which I opened for her. I left the house, left the kids, and was staying with a friend. Then I had an issue and I had to come back to the house. It still did not stop. I remember the last time I left the house about 3 years ago. When I left the house, she was begging me, all the family and everybody were calling me that she will change. She will not. I said, if this thing continue, how can we be fighting every time? I'm not saying I was perfect, but that violence issue aspect might lead me to kill her one day, or she will kill me, or hit something which I didn't want. And my kids were always crying. And my daughter said to me one day, which is even the one day, I said she preferred to have a father somewhere than to be fatherless. But it would have reached an extent if she did not kill me, I would have killed her one day. So the best thing was to annul the marriage. I called my parents, they didn't agree. I called my family, they didn't agree. They said, I've married. In our family, there is no divorce since my dad is an elder. But there's something she had been doing then that I didn't tell my parents. I catch her twice with another man. I didn't supposed to say this because she's no more. But she used her mouth to tell my parents, and from my side, from my Bible, it affects a man more than anything. Me, I was still trying to save the relationship, the marriage, because if we keep exposing ourselves, what if when we now settle, well, we had already exposed ourselves to everybody? But she now opening her mouth to tell my parents and she did a mistake because she went outside and we're now having issue and now use it to abuse her. My parents were like, eh, are you serious? She said, my mom actually told my dad that the first time she told her that, she told her that these things that are going outside, don't let your father-in-law hear it. But the day my dad came to our place to visit and was trying to settle us on one quarrel or the other, she made that statement again. Biblically, that is a big right for me to say I'm not marrying again because we did church wedding and tradition. We didn't go court and I was able to court for it. So the issues keep coming about us fighting. I have to tell my parents, I said I'm leaving the house. If I don't leave the house, I'll die. I still have some posts that I post on my Facebook then telling people that if I die, just forget about me because life is not worth it. It got to that level I was frustrated. When I was growing up, I always abused my friends that smoke. I never believed one day I would smoke. When I got to 30 years of age, I remember I was 30. Few months after 30, I started smoking because I was so frustrated. But thank God today, it was just a borrowed attitude. Without that, I wouldn't know, maybe I would have become a smoke addict or a drug addict. And I had to leave the house. My family, when they saw that the thing was really, I asked one of my picture how I looked then. Physically, emotionally, physically, I was dying. Before my parents said, okay, I think based on your infidelity, we can actually annul the marriage. And before then, we actually took her to our family place. I myself personally have went there with her twice to the father that this is what is happening. Every day we fight. I think the infidelity aspect that my parents don't know of earlier, I told the father. But instead of the father, each time I tell the father will put us on a debate. Talk your own, talk your own. Oh yeah, you said you see that you but instead of letting her know her wrongs. And each time it happens like that, I'm always at fault and I have to tell her sorry. And I didn't say anything until she now got the issue to my parents, which gave us a more right to annul the marriage. When we annulled the marriage, we had 3 kids, the shop and everything. I didn't pick anything from the house. I didn't pick anything, even my clothes. I left it. After a few months, I called her and tell her, I said, these kids are yours and mine. Since we are not married again, can I have a fair share of those children so that I'm taking care of them? What you did in our tradition is taboo. If I keep giving you money, it's like I'm still married to you and it will be affecting me. But I want to be doing my duty in taking care of these children. If you cannot give me all these children, let us share them. You have shop, you are working. You can take anyone you want, but at least let's share these children. And I had a work in Bayelsa. One day my parent called me that she brought 2 of the kids, which the last born that was just a year, and the second born, which is both boys, and took my daughter that was about 6 years or 7 years then, or at least 6 years, which is more mature. Instead of taking the last one, if you are taking the last one, at least make my family like say, okay, still be caring for that one in her hand. But she took the one that was more mature. So it took a toll on my parents to raise those kids. I had to leave my job for Bayelsa and come back to Lagos just because of the kids. Because my son is always asking of the mother, the sister, and the father. It's a whole new thing, and emotionally, it's really taking a toll on him. Every day I keep hearing he's sick. I couldn't bear it again. I never pray for such. My parents did not divorce. In my family, but also I I think in my family now, except someone's wife died, which she had died, I will be the first person to return a wife. So I didn't want that for my children, and I'm not happy till tomorrow. So along the line, they told me she was sick. Then now I've started taking care of my 2 kids. She had only that one. I never still tell her bring that one. I need you by fire by force because we both had the children, and I never stop her from coming to visit the one in my hand. It's just because of tradition. I don't want issue. I let her be on her own. When they said she was sick, that I should send money. What was the cause of the sickness? They didn't tell me. Okay, people went to the hospital. They said yes. What did they diagnose her? Nobody said anything. They just said they just gave me money to treat her. Later on, I heard that she was in one church. They are trying to treat her spiritually. What happened? Okay, what do they need? They said they need money for in Yoruba they call it irapada. And I grew up in Lagos. Irapada means exchange of something, like using one to exchange one. You need money for irapada. Maybe they will use animal or whatever. To me, it's like a sin. Like, what if I money did now affect me? Okay, you said you are needing money to treat her. How much is this money you want to treat her? Is it 1 million that you say, okay, the family cannot raise it? Just 10,000, they will ask me 10,000 or bring 5,000, just bring any amount. To me, I felt it was there was a foul play behind it, so I did not send any money. Later on, they called me and said she was held and healthy, that she's in the house now, she's recovering. I told them, let me speak to my daughter. They let me speak to her the first time. After another week, I called her to check on her. How was she feeling? She couldn't talk much. She said she's getting better. I said, let me speak to my daughter. They said, since I did not send money, that nobody's going to let me talk to her. That was the last my daughter in her place. After 2 months, and I heard of her passing on. So it really hurts me so much because I never prayed that even if we could not be together, she dying wasn't my happiness. Until today, they have not really told me the exact thing they diagnosed her for. They were only saying send money. I said I can't send money. Fine, I had a justifiable reason for parting because she had because of infidel. But to me, if the marriage had worked, that was not the first time I caught her. That was not the second time. I did not fight.
You got her how? Wait.
I have some chats she has with the said man that time because the phone I bought her the phone and I know some little tricks about callback. There's a way you can do phone. Everything that has been deleted will come back to the phone because the phone has there's a chip on the phone that somehow no matter what you delete will stay on the phone somehow. So I just did that and I saw those chats and it's paining me that I'm saying this because it's not here. There's no way she can defend herself. But I remember I took the phone on a female voice and I called the man. And I was chatting with the man. The things I heard there nearly made me mad. And we fought over it. And she told me it's because we had issue. That was why. I said, which issue? I just let that one slide back. After our parting, that I took her Facebook because she was sharing my email. So through my email, I had to log into her Facebook by changing password. Things I saw there, when I went back to years earlier, I saw that it was not only this one I caught her, that there were things going on. But to me, I was praying that the marriage should work. Maybe there's something I'm doing somewhere, somehow that has made things change her or anything, but I don't understand. I know, at least I have a lot of proof about this. I took her to some pastors. The pastor that wedded us, I took her there and tell her this is what is happening. Another pastor, Pastor Wale, I think I don't really remember his name, a prophet also. I took her there and said, this is what is happening. I don't understand my wife. Both of us were always fighting. And she doesn't have a sexual urge towards me anymore. Even if we stay 1 year, 1 month, she will not even touch me and say she feel. And if I try to get close to her, it will always be fights. For about 2 years that I left, she was always like, yeah, do what you want to do. I want to be straightforward in anything, in everything that has happened between us that led to passing. And do what you want to do, like just lie down there. Those sexual aspects turned me off. The attitude of now anger, getting fighting. She didn't. I got grace. She has not fight me before for there is no food. That I will say, okay, I'm not doing my manly duty. We can go back to the area I stay. I was very hardworking. I do painting. I do carpentry. Just to make sure there was money. And she has shop. So it's not maybe I was not playing my part. Even when I was smoking, it did not stop me from working. I was just emotionally unstable. So, but when I left the house and I started working, I stopped smoking. I didn't even drink that much that I would say, okay, I drink. I started getting myself. So I believe she had moved on too. Like my son used to say, "Daddy, we have another daddy now." The mommy said we call him daddy. My son is still alive. You can ask that. So I said, okay, fine, I'm happy she has moved on because I was even scared of she coming back or threatening me or fighting me. It's only when she started that I wouldn't come back, she started calling me, threatening me that nobody will take me away from her. All those ones are just bygone. Now she's late. I didn't fight her for the girl that is my first daughter with her. I believe she has the right to, but now she's no more. And I want the child so that I can take care of the child in at least to my own taste. Like I want my children to live a righteous life. Because if their parents are teach her well, she will not turn out to be like this. And in that family, the little I know about that family, she and one of her sisters are the only ones that went to secondary school. The rest that were with the father did not finish GS3. And how did they go to secondary school? They stay with their grandparents, not with the father. And I cannot allow my daughter to be there. Aside that, my son is majorly sick in the house. Emotionally, if I bring him here, you see him. Every time he's always asking of the sister or the mother. At least if I can bring the sister, if they grow up together, that is more better than they being apart. And at the end of the day, when they all grow up, they will be strangers to themselves. I want them to grow in the same place. I've never tell him that if I get my daughter, they will not come and visit. But the man just say lie, he will not drop her. That since the daughter has died, he will take her in the place of the daughter. I said no, I'm not saying she's not your grandchild, but you can't raise the child for me. I didn't fight her or drag the paternity of the child because we both have the child. And she purposely used her hand to bring the children to me. I didn't go and fight and say, give me children, let's not do it again. But now that she's no more, I want to take care of her and I want the kids in the same place. Because of them, I came to Lagos. I left turbine work to start doing painting. And by God's grace, I thank God for it. The remaining two, they are going to school. It took almost 8 months to get them back to normal. Every day sick because of the trauma, emotional stress that me and the mother put them through. And I believe my daughter over there is still facing something like that, especially witness her mother's death would really take a toll on her. So, and the only thing that could console her and heal that child wound is being with me, the father, and the younger one. At least that will repair some damage, if not all. And that was the only thing I asked the man. But when she died, I didn't want to make it like now she's dead. I had to give them chance and time because I'm not happy. I feel the pain. I keep feeling it because you will say tabaja ko chibi tikapu, meaning if we are fighting, it's not to the extent of death. And till today, the nature of our sickness, I don't know. What killed her, I don't know. What did they diagnose, I don't know. If not that traditionally, my family, my dad, my mom, and my uncles went the same way we went to marry her traditionally and return her back to our place. If she had died, whether we are staying together or not, she would have still been legally my wife traditionally. But we are returned her traditionally, just like we married her. That this is how. There's nothing wrong with her. She's not sick. There's no problem. It's just for both of them to have peace. I believe both of let them stay separately. This is your daughter. Take care of her. Let us take care of our son so that at least maybe in the future they will realize their mistake or they will realize that their being together was a mistake. That was just all. And there was nothing wrong with her then. But now I need to start taking care of her. I even if possible before the resumption of school so that she can join class. I don't even know if she's even going
Let
to
them
school
give
over
you
there.
office phone so they can try the money.
Right now, I don't know if she's even going to school.
They should
I don't
give
even
you
know where
office
she
phone.
is. I don't even
Office
know.
phone.
I don't even know her health. Last time I just know it, she was in her grandfather's house, and they didn't let me talk to her.
Have you been there?
After before her death, the last time I went there was the day we returned her, and I told them that that would be the last time I'll come to this house.
Hmm? I don't understand.
The last time I went there was the day my family went to return her. When she died, my family went there because I wouldn't want them a mob to come and attack me and kill me, and they will not say there will be no justice for that because they are grieving their child. But my family went there in my place. My daughter being there, if I go, they called area boys to my parents that went there. My parents went with some Yoruba people. So imagine if I go with them, that means maybe I would not come out alive or with my full body. So ever since that incident that happened, that they call boys for my parents, I make sure I don't go there anything close to that place because I wouldn't want anybody to injure me or kill me.
When last did you speak to your mother-in-law?
To my father-in-law
Is he
because
your father-in-law?
my mother-in-law is late also. It's my father-in-law that is in custody of the child.
So which one is your number here? Is it your? You have two numbers.
No, I have two numbers. The first, if the one of the record,
Because I cannot see the man's number here.
the man's number is down.
Where?
These are my two numbers. The man's number was written in another this thing.
The number is here.
There is other form which
They
I
need
gave
to write
them.
it. Call this guy to come and write this number.
Emmanuel.
How can defendant number not be on the form? Eh? Copy this number for. Where do you copy this number from? The number is not on the form.
I put at Ikeja, I wrote they asked me for the number, I registered it there.
Dear customer, your account balance is too low for this call. We will send the new call to this number.
Go and use
Your
Bible and
contact
write the
will
number
receive
down
the
there.
either line is available. Dear customer, your account balance is too low for this call. We will send the new call to this number. Your contact will receive the either line.
If you did not honor the invitation, they will go and arrest him and recover your daughter for you. But she's not from. Yeah. They invited. He was supposed to be here yesterday. They said according to him, he said he went for burial and he should be here by 12 o'clock. He was the one that gave the 12. They have been calling him, he's not picking. So if you did not comply, the thing is to get to police and recover your child from there. Because yeah, children these days need to be properly taken care of because before you know they started abusing them sexually, where the grandparents will not be available to take care of them. So hence their mother is it's your duty and full responsibility to take care of them. So it is your right to be mindful of your daughter. Hence, as he's not complying, you don't have any other option than to use force. Yeah. We'll give you dates when which area is this? Which area is it?
It's living at Shasha, Umiyale,
Which
along
area is it?
Umiyale in Ejibo.
Ejibo is not Shashana.
No, Umiyale.
You see under Shasha or under
No, it's
Ejibo?
under Ejibo.
We use police to recover the child. That is the best one. That is the only best one. Can I have pen? So this will be communicated to you during the week. In the week, you know the date will be going. We're going with the comrade Brooklyn, one of our lawyers. When we go to that place and go and arrest him there, cover his daughter so they will return back to the office after the recovery.
Thank you so much.
Alright, thank you viewers for being with us. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and access to Justice TV and follow us on our Facebook page of Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocacy. Have a wonderful weekend. See you on Monday. God bless you.